Hello everybody and welcome. Man, it's been a long time since I've made a video in general, but let alone a Final Fantasy one. Oh wait, let me get into character. Hello! It is me, Calamity Cranendorf. Yeah, I mean, I'd made a whole bunch of Final Fantasy 14 videos and they all got corrupted, and it sucks. So I was like, I'll just play the game. Screw it. I'll just play it. It's fine. And then I sort of lost interest in Final Fantasy 14, I'm not gonna lie, around level 30, 40 or so. Like before the Garuda fight. And then I sort of took a break from Final Fantasy 14 and I came back when they announced Endwalker, and they talked about there being a fix to the original ARR story to make it shorter, make it like flow a little bit better, and I'm like, fine, I'll give it another shot, and I ended up enjoying it, and then I hit the bump, and then I kept going, and now I'm at the end of Shadowbringers. So, just letting you guys know, this is I've hit the end of Shadowbringers, time to watch and like do the dungeon and the raid and see a guy's first reaction to the ending of Shadowbringers. The only reason I know it's the end of Shadowbringers is because, one, I played a Final Fantasy before, and as soon as I turn around, it'll be like, yep, that's the end of a game. That's the end of a Final Fantasy game. But also I've got the MSQ up over here. That's where the white light is coming from over there. Just because I like knowing where I am in a story. And with Final Fantasy, it's really easy to get lost, and in an MMO, it's a lot easier to get lost. So, but I've been playing basically non-stop, like every single day I've been playing, and I've been having a lot of fun, and I haven't gotten burnt out yet. So, woohoo! Calamity Cranendorf here, he's had a whole adventure, and just so you guys know, again, this is the end of the Shadowbringers story, so I'm gonna go full spoilers. I'm going to be talking about Calamity's entire journey to this moment. I'm not going to talk about everything, because I don't remember everything. But, you know, from the eyes of Calamity Cranendorf, we are going to be talking about the story and his journey to now. So, Calamity Cranendorf began as a thaumaturge. The lore, the bullshit, like, jokey lore that I set up way back was that Calamity Cranendorf was a purified, redeemed version of Calamity Ganondorf from Breath of the Wild or whatever, and he fell through the cracks of the universe or whatever, and ended up here in this new world, and he's like, I'm gonna do better this time around. I'm gonna be a good guy. I've been purified, I've been redeemed. I'm going to harness the powers of the elements and of the light, and I'm gonna help people. And that was where Calamity sort of started. And then the whole Warrior of Light thing happened, and it's like, cool, I'm the Warrior of Light. I am the good guy this time. Awesome. Everyone's always talking about a Calamity. I swear to God, they're not talking about me. And would everyone please stop talking about a Calamity? I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. So that was like his whole thing in my head. And I'm a very story-driven type person. Whenever I come up with a headcanon like that, I gotta follow it through. I gotta role-play it out. And this game, you've got dialogue options and stuff, so every time I'm like, what would Calamity Cranendorf say? Sometimes it's jokey, sometimes it's sort of somber, sometimes it's very serious. You know, he's just trying his best, you know? And that's sort of the thread that I've been going along. So, as I said, he began as a person who's harnessing the elements, harnessing the powers of light in order to heal people. And then around level 30, 40, once we got to the Garuda thing, and we get the Ultima weapon showing up, that's when I had Calamity sort of have a shift. And it's like the powers of healing and light, they just aren't enough. They aren't up to the task of fighting these primals. They are not up to the task of fighting these gods. I've got to harness their power. So then he became a scholar. And then he started using the power of the elements from when he was a thaumaturge, but now using it in a more aggressive manner to harness the powers of Ff14 and Titan and Garuda to bend to his own will. And in my roleplay head, he went to the Praetorium and defeated the ultimate weapon, and you see the primals getting sort of drained out of him. And in my head, he's getting drained into Calamity so that he can use the powers of Garuda and Titan and Ff14, which makes them look more like, make his summons look less like carbuncles and more like them, which fit really nicely, and I really enjoyed that. And then you finish ARR, you go through the post stuff, and at that point he's starting to want to branch out a little bit, wanting to get a little bit stronger in a myriad of different ways. He's got to prepare himself for the next bad thing while stuff is going on, the whole Moon Brita thing. All of that's going on, and Calamity's like, okay, I've got to get stronger. I've got to protect these people. I keep on not being able to, and it's driving me nuts. People keep dying. I gotta stop this. And then the Ul'dah thing happens. And I'm being a little vague. I know I said this was going to be super spoilery, but the people who know, and the people who don't know, But the thing in Ul'dah happens, you move on to Heavensward. And at this point, Calamity's really downtrodden, like you get to the town and you do the whole, the thing, and you get settled in, and then you see the Dragoons. And actually, gameplay-wise, I had actually been dabbling in a bunch of different things. So Dragoon was one of them, Lancer into Dragoon. So I'd already done some of the Estinian stuff, and then you see Estinian as you're going to Heavensward, and they have that whole talk, and he's talking about how there's this other Azure Dragoon, and it's me, and I'm like, he recognizes, that's cool, that's awesome, and I'm going to embrace that, and I went into it, and it was just really lucky for me that Heavensward was a very Dragoon-heavy thing, so I'm like, okay, new plan. Calamity Kranendorf has to be the class of the expansion, because now I know that that's a thing that can happen. And that sort of evolution really, really worked out once you get to the reviving Y'shtola thing. And all of the people from the Thaumaturge and the White Mage and the Scholar branches all come together. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I did this order. Because all those people were there. Y'shtola's sister is the person for the Scholars and the Summoners. And then the twins were the White Mage twins with Connie Senna and the little Thaumaturge kid. Like I've met all these people. I know them, and I've gone on their adventures, and they're all here together helping me through this thing. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. So I was just like, at that point, I was just so into the idea of being the correct class at the correct time. And then I sort of molded Calamity's story around that. So you go through Heavensward as the Dragoon, and you get to the end of that, and you meet Yugiri. And, well, I mean, you met Yugiri in ARR, but I mean, as you're going on through post-Heavensward, you deal with Yugiri a lot more. You send her off to her place to meet her master and whatnot, and you meet Gosetsu, and in my headcanon, Calamity sees Gosetsu, and he sees sort of his, like, former selves in him, like, but back when he was, like, happier. So it's like the Wind Waker Ganondorf, or like the Gerudo King Ganondorf. You see this, the happy Swordmaster, and he's like, I can do that as well, but under Gosetsu to go a more positive path. So I'm going to use my memories as this villain to redeem that part of myself and use those skills for good. And so he becomes a samurai, and you move forward through the story. To be honest, I didn't like samurai all that much. I didn't like samurai all that much, mostly because I have lag, and being a samurai is very much 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 3 4. But when you have lag, that gets totally messed up. Like, I know a lot of Final Fantasy XIV combat is sort of a dance. Like, even like, I mean, with every class, there's sort of a rhythm you want to go in, but with samurai, it's just so tight. You have these three, and then the final thing, and you have to do it in exactly the right. You don't have to do it exactly the right sequence, but you do have to go 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 3 4. Like, you do have to do that sequence correctly with very little, like, fluidity, looseness to the pattern, and it just didn't feel good with lag, you know. But so then I got, I want to say, most of the way. I got past the trial thing, and the trial is where like the trial for the Plains Dragon people to do their mock war thing. That's where I wanted Calamity to sort of start going down the new path, because I knew that Shadowbringers was next, right? So I was like, okay, this is where I want him to go more Dark Knight. This is where he's like, okay, the powers of darkness are starting to well up in me, like, to the point where I can't ignore it anymore, because I'm doing all these things again. I'm leading an army again. I'm fighting across these plains again to fight this kingdom empire again, and I'm doing all these things again, and more of the old Ganondorf is starting to come up, but I don't want to go down the same path. I want to protect my friends. I know all these people now. By mid to late Stormblood. That's it. By mid to late Stormblood, you're really in it with all these characters now. Alice, Alphino, Thancred, and all of them. All of them, you're really into the relationships with these people now. And so Calamity really doesn't want to let go of the new friends that he's made, especially the people he's lost along the way. The big people that you lose along the way. He didn't want to lose those memories. So even though he's starting to harness the powers of darkness again, he doesn't want to lose any of that. And so he goes to seek proper training to be a Dark Knight, and that's when you do the Dark Knight storyline, and you sort of get that sort of heartwarming feeling of the Dark Knight storyline, where it's like the powers of darkness are fueled by love, because it's, Calamity gets into it. Calamity likes the Moogles. So he gets really into that and moves forward. And now he's a Dark Knight, and he's still a Dark Knight now. And as you can see, I got this really nice Dark Knight set. It's the Dark Knight set you get here near the end, but it fits Calamity so well with his scars and whatnot, and the scars matching the armor, and it just looks so perfect for him. The sword I'm not sure about, by the way. Whoa! But the sword I'm not sure about, but you can see what I'm talking about now when it's like, yeah, that's a Final Fantasy ending place. that's Xanarkand. But I mean, it looks very Calamity Cranendorf, not just because it's cracked and whatnot, but it looks very Ganondorfy, and I like it a lot. A lot of the Dark Knight sets really sort of fit the Ganondorf theme. I've got a few outfits saved now that are like the Dark Knight outfit and the Twilight Princess Ganondorf outfit, and I've got a couple of them laying around. So, but this new outfit I really like. Anyway, you get to Shadowbringers, you do all the Shadowbringer stuff. Listen, we all know the Shadowbringer stuff. It's heavy and dark, and you become the warrior of darkness, and it's like the role that Calamity Cranendorf was created to play, even though I didn't know any of it when I made him. And it's been so good, and he's gotten not just more serious, but he's fleshed out more as a character than I ever thought a joke character called Calamity Cranendorf ever frickin' could. I've been gushing about it for 15 minutes. But yeah, I've been having just an incredible blast. Now you're all caught up. I know that it would have probably been nice if you'd gone on that adventure with me, but it would have been a bazillion parts, and I summed it up in 15 minutes. But yeah, so I'm gonna go now, and we're gonna see what the ending has in store for us. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, let's go. Let's get this started, because I keep on looking at this and being like, I am so ready for the end of this game. I know it's not the end of this game. I know there's post-Shadowbringer content. But, this is my UI. It's messy and gross. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It works for me. Everyone has a different setup. This one is mine. It's probably trash, but so am I. Even though my little sprout thing is gone, I'm still a sprout as far as I'm concerned. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Ah, I'm so excited. I love that the quest accepted and completed has changed every expansion. That's such a nice little touch. That's such a good touch. I like it so much. I really didn't like Stormblood's quest starting. I like the quest finish okay, but the quest start, I wasn't a fan of. To be honest, I was never a fan of any of the Alamegan stuff, just in general. Like, the Alamegan stuff the first time around in ARR is what made me quit the first time. I did not like it. And when Stormblood came around and we had to actually go to Alamigo, ugh. It was better when you come back, but it still wasn't all that good, if I'm totally honest. I didn't like it. And I know I shouldn't say it wasn't all that good, because that's a very definitive rating of the thing versus my personal opinions. Maybe some people really like Alamigo, even though I really don't. So I shouldn't say that it's bad. Technically, it's not bad, because that's where a lot of the Xenos stuff is, and Xenos is fucking awesome. And he is. He's really awesome. That doesn't mean I like it. I don't like it. So, walking back the it's bad, but pushing forward the I did not like it. Alright. The end of a world. It's very Xanarkand. It's only at this distance you start to realize how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amarat? Look over there. Hey, it's a cloaked figure. Is that a person? Ah, no, my mistake. That's a giant. It doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. No, you can't just say hello to every little thing that you see. You can't just go. You can't just diplomacy your way. Ooh, it looks cool. I think I have that robe somewhere. Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? What the fuck? What the Whoa. Whoa. Hey, he's speaking the, well, I guess that makes sense, the dark text language, the Ascian language. Oh, what adorable costumes! Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. Aw, he thinks we're children. How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. Ahem. And which district is this exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polylurite district. Polarite district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. It's a ghost! Can you tell us where to find Emmett Selk? Ah, I see. You've come to marvel at the workings of the convocation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? He thinks we're children, because we're small. No, thank you, we'll be fine. Very well, take care, little ones. How very interesting. It was a ghost! He was a ghost the whole time! What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emmett Selk wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. So he's made a city that's sort of frozen in time, somewhat. The final days. So this is the city as it was right before the crack. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Asian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiark and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Gasp! That thing I said, like, 5 minutes ago. Unless for these people the distant past is the here and now. That's what I said. That's the thing about this game. You can call most of it. You can call most of it, but in a good way, you know? Like, there's two different ways that you can call a story going. You can call something in a bad way, like, oh no, it's another liar revealed, and he's about to get mad at her because he did the stupid thing, and Jesus Christ, why does nobody ever talk to anybody in this stupid movie? You could solve the plot just by talking to each other. This is stupid. Why is this happening? And someone goes, oh, so the plot can happen. Roll your eyes. That's not good. This is good. But you can still call it because it's the good. It's like, oh man, this is like a world filled with light, but it was still like manipulated by an Asian who's like still like an embodiment of darkness and stuff, and prayed to like the dark Zodiark group, and they use the power of darkness. Where on earth would they like have their lair? Because they have to have a lair on the world. They always do. So where would he be hiding? Could he be in a cave? That's not really an Asian thing to do, a cave. I guess he could. He could have some sort of an underground lair, like an underground fortress or an underground city of some kind, or you know what they could do? They could do like in Chrono Trigger and have an underwater facility, and that would be really cool. Maybe trying to like do like in Chrono Trigger where it's like using like the Mammon machine to break time and stuff. Man, that would be cool. That'll probably not happen though. And now here we are. Things like that, you know. Like, if you've played games like this before, you pretty much can call everything that's gonna happen. But in a good way, where you're like, you're still really happy to see it. Not in, like, you called it and now you're really annoyed because it happened. Yes, you called it and now you feel really happy because you called it. You knew it was gonna happen and it did. Or you say it in like a passing, like the example I just said before, which was something that I thought of before, and it was like, it'll probably not happen. And it's like, oh, we gotta go to Tempest. Oh, where's Tempest? That sounds like it's in the ocean, in the clouds. No, that doesn't make any sense. And then it's like, oh, it's under the ocean. And I'm like, whoa! And in fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. While we're at it, wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details considering this convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. Don't we already know all that, though? Because MXL was very, very, like, open to spilling the beans on all of that as soon as we let him actually talk. To mingling, then! Let's meet back here once our jaws start aching. My jaws already ache. It's been half an hour. And I'm like, nowhere near. I thought this was just gonna be like, finish quest, go do dungeon. I should have known better. And then they will rewrite the laws of existence. 'Tis a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. I am not a child. Is this how every Lalafell feels? I am not a child. I have to feel like if someone were playing a Lalafell, they would feel incredibly condescended to in a place like this. Because everyone already treats them like that. No, I'm out of drink. I'm gonna have to get drink when I stop the recording. Crap. Oh my god. Everything's so far away. And judging by the fact that there's a thing right there and then shop there, that's probably where I'm gonna be going next. And then, I'm assuming dungeon, raid. Alright. Sorry about that. Yawn. It's 3 a.m. Oh, it's 3 a.m. already? Jesus. How did it get this late? Twould seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor to this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? He is optimistic. Ah, the convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Habrea, or the emissary, Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logriff, Mitron, Emetselk, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus, it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, 'twould be an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I, for one, am confident that they shall deliver our star into salvation. What's this vacant seat? That's the first I've heard of it. I do think it's interesting that we've never gotten the exact number of the Ascians before. But now we know that it's exactly 1 to each fracture. I wonder if that was on purpose. I wonder if Hyland was like, I'll just give each one of these guys a world. And the Ascians like didn't know that that was what they were doing. And they're like, we don't like this. We want to go back home. Because the world was split into 1 and 3, which is 13, and then there's the source, so that's 14 entire pieces. There's 14 members of the council. Calamity, if I was not certain before than I am now, the people of this city believe that they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled Emetselk to recreate this ancient Amarant. And yet, I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. Oh, I don't know. Alright, the greater purpose. Wow, look at all these quests I'm not doing right now. I'll do them later. That's what I've been doing. I've been just mainlighting the main story because I want to. Because I want to know what happens next. I don't care about doing this and do it later. I have this many other classes to level. I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, like you can see where I like gave up on each one. Like I didn't get very far with Samurai at all. I mean, I leveled up Samurai from 50, got to 65, and was like, okay, I don't like this. I'm not having fun. That was also when I learned that my lag is different depending on the time of day. And during the day, my lag is so bad I can't even do dungeons. But around 2 a.m.-ish, I could do raids. I could probably do like proper raids, do like savage raids. In fact, I did do a savage raid. You have to do a savage raid for part of the story. I did do that. So yeah, I did the 3 savage raids you have to do. Or the extreme raids. I think. Are they savage or the extreme? Whatever it was, I did them. The point is that I did them. I got them out. I want this 8th right. I only got one of them though. Sad. I'll have to go grind for the others now that I'm OP. Which is great. I like that you can do that. That was always my favorite part of World of Warcraft. Was going back and doing the old content as an OP and trying to do all the collection stuff. I thought that was the most fun part. The completionist collection stuff. Hello! A visitor's writ? Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Calamity Cranendorf. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Oakley dokley. It's like the DMV. Calamity Cranendorf, your application is ready for collection. Okay. I was like, hello, game. As your residency was approved by Emmett Selk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital.
Hooray, I'm going to the capital!
Ooh, a Bureau Provisioner. What do you have? Bunch of fishing crap. Bunch of crap. Bye. You have crap. Your crap is crap. You ever notice how someone else's stuff is shit and all your shit is stuff? Don't care, Cubus. You're not a cube. You're not a cube. You're not. You're like a booger. You're an oil booger monster. Go away. Oil booger. Gross. Gross. You're gross. Why are these gross things here? This city is not very clean. It's very dirty. They need to clean the city. I wonder if Emmett Selk made these guys too. It's like, I vaguely remember the city being dirty 1,000 billion years ago. I'll make the city dirty with my creation magic. Oh my god, are we there yet? I don't want to mount up because I love this music. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. I wonder who's in front of me in line. Here we are at the second DMV. We left that DMV to go to this DMV. Isn't that always the way? They couldn't even put cushions on these things? God, that's so uncomfortable. These people don't have good posture either. Like, this has to be bad. Look at me! Look at me! Why am I... Ah! Ah! Hello? May you what? Why am I sitting like this? You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett Selk? Huh. Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Ff14, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. Wow. Pretty smart. How did you come to that conclusion? These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstruction. A stray thought would have been enough. Ff14 will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Yet in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. I wonder if he's me. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on the morrow. Yeah? The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the names of salvation. Oh God. Oh Jesus. And from their sacrifice, Zodiark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet oh, how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. That's like a 3/4 then, right? The cycle of life had begun anew, and we considered the means by which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus. We would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Heidelin, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? Yeah? I thought you might. Oh God! Hey look, there's Emmett. He's just wandering around. Emmett Selk has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiark. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emmett Selk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Nose hurts. No, sad Asian. Why do you have that? 'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. I know that's a third eye for the Garleans, but I mean, he doesn't have to keep it. Calamity Kranendorf. Oh good, everyone else is dead. It seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Okay, bye! Am I gonna hop down? Oh, I wanted to see, like, me go... there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Huh? What? Nay, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Yeah? Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. Ha! This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as he. Surely Emmett Selk has recognized the hint of him in you. Emmett Selk is me! Calamity Kranendorf. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Oh, so that's why Emmett was all, like, testing me and wanting... Oh! 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 That's cool. Your visitor's writ is requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Yay! Oh my gosh, I gotta end this recording. Like I said, if it hits an hour, it's probably gonna break. But the quest turn-in is right there. Ah! Here, I'll end this part right here. Start up the next part when we get over there. And we'll just roll right on into the next bit. I'm super excited. Oh my god, I can't keep it contained. It's all coming out. Alright, I'll see you guys there. I'm gonna get a drink. I'm so thirsty. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Adios.